welcome to Glimmer of Genius, episode 14. This podcast is all about Magic the Gathering, including all the latest happenings in the MTG community, tournament reports, what's winning at the moment, tips, deck ideas, and even a little bit of financial discussion as well. My name is Luke, and I make YouTube videos. On the line with me is Level 2 Judge Grant David and cardboard trader Simon Wright. On the show today, we're going to talk all about MTG Arena, Ixalan, and English Nationals. First of all, Simon, what have you been up to in Magic this week?
We had Commander Day, so I busted out some Commander with my zombie deck. Didn't do very well though.
No?
No.
But you had such a high performance last week.
That was when I was playing my Precon Vampire deck.
No.
Yeah, I was tempted to bust it out, but no, kept the zombies. It's not a very strong deck, I'll be honest. I'm supposed to put some extra cards in now and again. I managed to get the Scarab God in there.
Yes.
But it's a card short because I accidentally sold one of the cards in there. Apart from that, I got a draft in the other week. That was nice. Managed to do a late night draft.
Nice.
Actually, it wasn't nice. It was very frustrating. My deck was horrible to me.
Oh.
It was a shame because it's the first time I got to draft for a while. And I just got mana screwed every game. Almost. It felt like every game.
Was that the draft that I was at as well?
Yeah, I was a bit salty by the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the deck was pretty sweet. I realised 2 or 3 picks in, I'm quite out of practice. And my pod, we had loads of players. We had like 25 players. I think it's like the first or the second week that Fatal Push was the promo.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, we had like 25 players, and my pod of 8 was really good. Knew how to draft. A few of them were GP grinders, PPT, TQ grinders. It was a tough pod.
Uh-huh.
So I quickly realised I'd had to. The only way I think to get wins would be to go quite aggro, and I started with the angel that likes to flicker stuff. So I thought I'll go white-red. Well, I thought white-red aggro or white-green aggro. I didn't make up my mind until halfway through pack 2. But I stick to white-red aggro in the end. Some cheap aggressive creatures, nice curve, some removal. Running 2 colours, and I always just had a handful of one colour and the other colour spells 4 or 5 times. It was painful. Which is unfortunate, and that is Magic at times. But it was just unfortunate. It's the first time I got to play for a while, and that was the result.
No.
But I had fun. That's probably the last chance to get to do Arab Devastation as well.
I was just about to say that my draft, I think, was a little bit better. I went 2-1. I was red-green. I always joke and say I'm going to force black-white zombies, and because I really like that deck if you get it. But you've got to be the only one on the table playing it, otherwise you just end up with 2 rubbish decks. So I first picked the 2-mana green guy that eternalizes, and when he eternalizes, well, when he enters the battlefield, he pumps a creature, and then took the 5-mana 4/4, and then the next card I see is the black-white zombie, and a good piece of red removal. So I think, I'll just go red-green rather than commit. And it wheeled, stupid zombie wheeled, and I'm really annoyed. Yeah, I could have just gone all in because there was like other little little zombies that I could have just picked up and then hoped to wheel it. And then another one came along as well. And afterwards I sort of said, right, who's the black-white zombie player? And no one went there. So it would have been like completely open the whole way through.
Well, no, if it wheeled, no one would have been the.
Yeah, no, I suppose so. But no one even saw it on the. I thought maybe someone might have changed, but no. But yeah, my deck was okay, and I won one game by my opponent decking. Even though I was playing red-green monsters, it was just like I had this massive gummed up board, and it got to a point where none of us could attack for about 10 turns, and my opponent was drawing to try and dig for answers, but because of that he ended up killing himself.
Oh no, I remember that game because you were my lift home.
Yeah. And
that was the last game of the night, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was quite awkward.
But anyway, talking about your draft, you went to Nationals.
Yes, I did, and the format was standard and draft. There was, I can't remember how many people there were now, but it was
around 160 or something, I think.
Yeah, the room felt pretty packed.
The location looked really nice.
Yeah, it was this lovely building called the Roundhouse, and it used to be, the old turntables for the old-fashioned locomotives. They'd go on and they'd rotate round.
Yeah, I've watched Thomas the Tank Engine.
I was just about to reference the same thing because that's the only thing I can actually imagine in my head. But yeah, that was basically this big build. So we were sitting in what was the turntable. It's a fantastic building. If you look up the pictures, I think Francois puts them up on his event page or whatever, or sort of after the event. yeah, so you could see the lines where the train tracks would have been, and the structures and the old windows are very much in keeping with that era.
Awesome.
So yeah, it was really nice building. So my national started off quite well in that we turned up on the Friday. As a group of us, we ground some last chance trials. First trial, I scrub out after round 2. Second trial, I win all 5 of my rounds and earn myself 2 buys for the main event. So I was pretty stoked.
Awesome.
Yeah, I had this really weird moment as well, actually, like in the final round. And I sat down with this really nice guy, and I could tell, you get the measure of people quite quickly in most situations. This person's a nice guy, and he knew someone that I played before in London. He sat down and he took a breath, and I knew instantly what he was going to say, because the judge had just come over and put 2 piles of boosters next to us, 18 boosters for second place. Yeah, and he goes, regardless of outcome, I propose a prize split of the boosters. Obviously, we still play for the buys, but we just split the boosters 50-50. And I thought about it, and at this point, I was so tired, and I was thinking to myself, if I win, I don't really care about the boosters.
No, that's not what you're there for, is it? You're there for the buys.
Absolutely. If I lose, I want all the boosters, because at least I'll have something to show for it.
Yeah.
Because I've been up, at that point it was like almost 11 o'clock at night, and I was like, I want to go home. I need to get some sleep. I can't
That's far past my bedtime.
Yeah. So I said, look, I really appreciate the offer, dude, but I'm gonna decline. And he was really taken aback by it and was like, I'll try to open some packs.
Yeah.
So after a couple of minutes of talking, and he continued to just be quite pleasant. I said, actually, you know what? If the offer's still on the table, I will do what you said and happily split. So we did. So I was
How many packs was it in total?
18.
What, for first and second?
No, for second. So first place gets 0 packs, but you get 2 buys.
Oh, I got you. Right, okay, so there's only 18 packs in total for second place.
Absolutely.
They could be getting some boosters for first place.
Well, I know. I thought it was very strange.
Giving you a buy doesn't cost them anything, does it?
No, but they were single elimination. So as long as you run 2 rounds, you walked away with something.
Oh, okay.
At that point, they would before the semi and the finals, they came up to us and said, like, right, they put down prizes next to us and said, right, this is for the loser. So then the winner goes on and continues. The loser walks away with the packs. So I said, no, that's fine. We'll split it. So it was pretty cool that I then got 9 boosters out of it. So that was quite jammy.
Yeah, well done. I tell you what, no, I think about it, I don't like the deal. You split the packs.
No, it was a terrible deal.
No, the packs is for the loser.
Yeah.
It's like he seemed to think he was going to win, and then would get 9 packs as well.
Yeah. I was on a bit of a high, so all the way up to this point, I thought I'm going to lose every round. I had that in my back of my head, which is really, really wrong, and I never normally think like that. But then up to this round, I just felt really good.
On fire, yeah.
So I thought, oh, yeah. And he seemed like a nice guy, so I just thought, you know what, we'll just do it. Because I won, I got a good deal. But if I was to do that again, I probably wouldn't have split, because it's not a good deal. But anyway.
No, it's rubbish. Yeah. It's really bad.
Yeah. Because ultimately, if he had no confidence in himself, he should have been like, nah, it's fine, we won't split, because I'll just lose and take the prizes.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, because that's what when you said it, I thought first place was getting boosters as well.
No, that's the thing. That was the weird thing about it. That's why I was a bit like, what? Why are you offering this? But anyway. He was cool, and yeah, I then played my first round of standard at round 3 in nationals the next day, and it was the blue-white approach of the Second Sons mirror match.
Yeah. Oh, you played approach Second. Oh, of course you bought the cards off me.
Yeah.
I don't even think you're actually going to go play it.
Oh, why not?
Is it good?
It beats Teamer, and I was very expecting Teamer to be there, and Teamer won in the end. So I think it was a good choice for the weekend. It also, unless zombies get a stupid start or lost legacy or transgress the mind against you, it also just beats them as well, because they don't have any haste creatures or ways to do direct damage. You just wrath the ball. And against control, you just have to play tight. Also, game 1 against blue-black control, you should, in theory, win most of the time, because you kill the very few creatures they have. Most of their cards are kill spells, game 1, so you have a bit of an edge in that regard. But yeah, I actually thought it was quite a good choice. And yeah, I beat the guy I played third round, and then we went into draft, and everyone I played in my pod said that they thought the packs were pretty bad, and I was thinking, oh, maybe it's just a pack, maybe it's just me just being silly or whatever. But a couple of people that I played said no, the packs felt very weak.
Were the packs still sealed?
Yes, So what they did was they did it slightly differently. They gave you a deck box with sleeves and 3 unopened boosters, and they said, yeah, it was pretty decent. And you open your boosters and you draft as you normally would. Then on your pod pairings, you have a little list that says where you now need to go to build your deck. You sit down as if you are at a GP, exchange your deck box with your drafted deck and deck registration sheet with the person sitting across from you, and then register their deck, they register yours, and then you pass it back, and then you build your deck, and then you play.
You've still got the chance of moving from one seat to the other and putting what card you want in your deck box, haven't you?
That would be insane if they could do that quickly in that space of time.
It was quite, right now you move here.
Yes, they said you must move in complete silence from your seat, everyone in the room, to the next thing. Just you must not communicate with anyone, you must not do anything, just go, do it. So everyone moved around.
Were the deck box or sleeves marked at all?
No.
They just,
You just have to rely on the fact that everyone's kind of watching you, I suppose. Everyone can see you. You're not hidden in any way.
You could have already had a deck box full of the perfect draft deck in your bag.
Quite possibly.
If you knew that was going to happen.
Yes. And what they did was an increased amount of deck checks. And they announced they were doing more deck checks as well. So Mav was kind of running around doing deck checks a lot more than normal. I did ask the judges, though, I said, is this actually better than just stamping the cards? And without even thinking, he just said, yes. This is much better use of judges' time, much more deterrent that we have the deck checks.
Yeah, but only, as we said, when the guy got to the table to register his deck, the cards in the deck box are actually the right cards.
Well, that's the flaw, I suppose. That is the flaw.
I don't see why you couldn't just mark the cards and then do that still. Well, but then I guess you've got to spend the judges' time marking cards and opening packs.
I think they wanted to avoid opening the packs. The issue is, because what you could say is, you could draft and then exchange with the people around your pod. However, if you do that, you then know what people's decks are.
I take it you're only playing the people in your pod anyway.
Yeah.
So it's a bit pointless.
Yeah. And when they did the reshuffle of the seats, they said, just look around you, make sure you've got no one that was sitting around you when you drafted. So then when you're registering your deck, no one in your pod is near you. So
I like that. That's good. So how did you draft that?
So I drafted a green-blue deck. I had no bombs. The biggest thing I had was a hippo, second pick hippo, basically.
Which hippo? Which one?
A rampaging hippo, I think it's called. Cycling hippo.
Yeah, it's good though.
5/6 trampler. So yeah, I mean, he was certainly a finisher, but not a bomb. Oh yeah, and okay, I did have one bomb. So pick one was Kefnet's Last Word. So the mind control. That doesn't untap your lands the next turn.
Oh.
So I was feeling pretty good about that pick. Second pick was the hippo.
Second pick hippo.
Oh,
that does sound like weak packs.
Yeah. To the point, Simon, I was very close in the first 3 or 4 picks to just taking deserts over.
That should have been the strategy. The 5-colour deserts.
5-colour deserts, yeah. I mean, it was quite tragic. And the other problem was, and this is, I don't exaggerate when I say this, I did not see a single playable 2-drop on colour, and no reason to change colours as well. So I was like, right. And then third pack, again, not a single 2-drop in green or blue.
Dear.
So I didn't have, I had literally no 2-drops. I was looking at my drafted, the black card that is an 04 and gets bigger if you've got cards of cycling in your grave. But I thought, I'm not splashing. I had that and a Wandering Death. I was like, I'm splashing black for the Wandering Death, but I'm not splashing black for a 2-drop isn't in my colours.
Yeah, if you have no 2-drops, it's not looking great.
That was the problem. And believe me, after the first pack, I was thinking, right, I'm going to prioritise these. I need them for my curve. So it was a bit of a disaster, unfortunately. It then meant my deck wasn't great, and I then proceeded to basically lose every match of draft from that point. And then we did another draft, and I drafted this really good blue-black cycling deck, but I didn't play after that point. I just dropped from the event. I wasn't going to make top 8, and so I thought I'm going to do a side event the next day. I played a side event, but I realised I didn't have enough time to actually make top 8 because of our train, but I didn't realise that until after I'd signed up for it and started playing. Yeah, they didn't tell us it was going to be 8 rounds. I had no...
What was the side event?
It was a Mega Modern Win Flights.
Oh, that's not a side event. I guess it is a side event.
Well, it's a side event in as much as it wasn't nationals, but it was a big event. But I should have figured it out, basically. And I should have just stuck in the main event on day 2 and just done the draft and some more standard.
Yeah, 3 drafts.
Yeah.
How
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, can you now?
Yay.
Right. Tardy judge, that's definitely a game loss.
Yeah, it's more than 10 minutes. That's fair enough. My laptop did that thing where it goes like 1 to 100%, and it's like, oh, that was the first countdown. Now to do the second and third one.
Oh, thanks, laptop. You all right there, Grant?
Yeah. You guys good?
Yeah, we're just discussing Luke's Nationals performance.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
That's something up with it. But performance not so great. But how did you feel about Nationals being back?
It was amazing. The whole vibe was really good. The way they ran it was really smooth, and the tournament as a whole was really, really good. I enjoyed being there. The only negative was the fact that I didn't do so well in the first draft. The second draft was fine, but I never really had a chance to play the deck. If I'd gone on to play the rest of Standard, I would have been feeling very happy with what deck I'd chosen, and I'm sure from what I saw, there wasn't any bad feeling from anyone, really. Everyone seemed to be having a good time, so it would have been really good fun to do the second day, but I just saw an opportunity.
Did everyone seem to like that it was a split format between Standard and drafting?
I think there was just mixed opinions on the whole thing. You had some people that were like, oh, I don't really like Constructed, and some people that said, I don't really like Draft. You hear the same old cliches. Whenever I've been to a limited GP, and the same with this limited format of drafts, you get all these people that just bemoan limited and say, oh, well, I just got flooded out all games, or I just got mana screwed all games, or I just got variants, they just had all their bombs, limited's crap, I hate draft, and all that stuff, with all that stuff you've heard before, you just kind of nod and go, uh-huh. And there are bad beats. I said to you before, like when I played in the PTQ in the GP, on day 2, didn't make day 2 of the GP, I played against a guy who had the Locust God, and it just smashed me. Like, you will have that, but they've got
we had our of Devastation sealed lead, so that's only 3 packs, 2 Hour of Devastations and 1 Amonkhet, and the guy had 2 Nicol Boluses in from week 1, 1 foil, 1 non-foil.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You just got to think that's just an extra bit of variance. Like, there's no different to you. You're not going to get as mana screwed and mana flooded as much in Constructed, but it's part of the game. It's still going to happen at some point. I think generally, though, the reception was very good, and I think there was a lot of kudos from people. So, like, the overall winner, Autumn, she basically went undefeated. So
nice.
To do it in a multi-format it's quite a kudos. It's quite an achievement. So
yeah, and I think for Nationals, you're representing your country, and you're going to a tournament where it is a multi-format tournament.
Exactly.
The qualifiers should be multi-format as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's always been the problem, though, isn't it? With people qualifying in, say, Standard, and then the finals, or the next event being in Modern, or vice versa. It's always been a bit inconsistent like that, and I don't really, not that I've ever got that far, but I always thought that was a bit strange, really, because I'd imagine unless you're very, very good, you're probably better at one format than another.
Yeah,
it's fine being better in one format than another, but as a representative of your country, you should probably be strong in most formats, especially the main ones, limited, Standard, and Modern.
It makes sense for this because it's like the best of the best kind of thing. But if you're at another country because you won a Standard tournament in your own country, now you're playing Modern, that's when I thought it was a bit weird. But Nationals and that, so I suppose that's a better way forward now.
Well, next Nationals, I'll be able to practice on Magic Arena.
Yes.
I'll get loads of practice in beforehand.
Yes. We'll talk about Magic Arena in a bit, actually, but before we...
That was going to be my segue.
It was a good segue. It was a great segue, but we haven't asked Grant what he's been up to at Magic this week.
Oh, we have not.
Yeah, laptop updates notwithstanding. I haven't been playing any Modern recently, although I do like Modern. But I've kind of got to the stage now where, apart from the really expensive stuff, I can basically build whatever nonsense I want to. So I'm happy to dip into that whenever. So I've mostly been focusing on Standard, and I've just been having endless fun with the Godfarrow's gift deck. I even went to the trouble of finding some 4/4 black creatures. So at the moment, I think that's Dreadsteed, one of the uncommons from Shadows of Innistrad, cutting out the picture and the text to then overlay across stuff that I resurrect to internalize.
Yes.
So that's been really good, actually. It's been fun to clarify stuff, because I've been doing really janky stuff, like I've splashed some Diagraph mobs in, which I'd be very surprised if you know what that card is.
That's a zombie.
It's like a 6 mana thing. It comes in as a 5/5 because it gets 5/1 counts on it, and then every time the opponent casts a spell, you take a counter off and you get a 2/2 zombie. But if you eternalize it, it comes back as a 9/9, obviously, which still has the ability. Yeah, so with haste. So I've been having fun with that, and yeah, that's just great. Although because I've been playing Inshurum, it's quite a small meta. In terms of what I've been up to in Magic, I've actually mostly been getting someone into work into Magic, because he started a few months ago and he was sort of into Yu-Gi-Oh! But found it was a bit rubbish, and then sort of tried to play Magic before, but no one was really there to sort of, teach him how to play or whatever. So I recommended he go and play. Is it just Jules or whatever it's called, the free one at the moment?
Yeah. Jules the Planeswalkers.
Well, is it just called Jules? Is it the free one? I can't remember.
Oh, I don't know.
But anyway, so he played that. Was like, yeah, this is cool. Got some, some cards to start playing, and played in Worthing, just like their FNM there. And I was asking him about it, and he's playing like the -1/-1 counter deck with the Patra and stuff. And apparently, like, he started playing it, and then like 2 other people started playing it. I was like, oh, have you seen the Godfarrow's Gift deck? Because he liked the idea of having sort of silly decks and stuff. And apparently no one did. So I'm thinking of going there this Friday and just because apparently they seemed quite shocked about the idea that, in a set all about it, you could do stuff in -1/-1 counters. So now I'm going to show them what Godfarrow's Gift does and see how they respond to that.
Nice.
But yeah, so mostly a standard focus, and I haven't switched deck yet. I might give the -1/-1 counter deck a go because I do like it, but that's not going to lose anything after rotation. So I might wait until then to experiment with it. So yeah, mostly Godfarrow's Gift this week.
I think that deck's going to continue to be very, very silly in New Standard.
Yeah, you lose Mausoleum Wanderer, but there's that card. It's one of the flying pirate thingies or whatever. Or I don't know, I think it's a Siren. It might be a Siren pirate actually, which sounds a bit stupid. It's like a 1-mana 1/1 flyer. So obviously comes back as the same creature as Mausoleum Wanderer. But I think it's you sacrifice it. I think you pay mana and it counts as a spell that targets a creature or you. I think so. It's not quite as good as Mausoleum Wanderer, but it's definitely an easy replacement. Yeah, I'm not scared of it losing too much at all after rotation.
No, not at all. Post-rotation is going to look initially like Godfarrow's Gift, Teamer, Ramonat Red, Blue-White, Second Sun Approach, whatever it's called, Approach to the Second Sun, and some sort of dinosaur deck. That'll be New Standard initially, I reckon.
I want to see someone do some, there's going to be something. I want to see someone do some sort of breaking stuff with those enchantments or something that transforms. They find some way of shortcutting it or something. That'd be really cool if someone finds some way around that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. Have you seen the blue one? I don't know if we talked about it in the spoilers last week. I think this is going to be useful potentially in some sort of control shell.
Oh, it's the look at top. Is it 3 or something? Yeah,
so search for Azcanta. That's what it's called. So the beginning of upkeep is a 2-mana blue enchantment. Beginning of upkeep, you look at the top card of your library. You may put it in your graveyard. Then if you've got 7 or more cards in your graveyard, you may transform search for Azcanta, and then it becomes a legendary land, and you can pay 3, tap it, look at the top 4 cards of your library, may reveal a non-creature, non-land card from among them, put them into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in order.
Seems not too bad in Godfarrow's Gift, actually.
Yeah, I don't even know why that wasn't even the go-to. Yeah, that would be pretty sick in Godfarrow's Gift.
Yeah, turn it on turn 3 or whatever,
Yeah, and then you've got some selection from that point onwards.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, it goes on the bottom of your library afterwards rather than the graveyard, but that's still pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I think Stan's looking like moving forward, as you say. And as Simon so artfully segued into MTG Arena before, but then we ruined it. I guess we should talk about MTG Arena. That's the biggest thing. First of all, I have to say I was wrong for poo-pooing it as some sort of crappy Jewel of the Planeswalkers thing. I think at the moment it's still going to be the new replacement for that, but I don't know if you've seen the videos for it, but it looks pretty good.
Yeah, well, we missed the live stream because we foolishly recorded our last podcast as it was starting. Bad timing on our part. But yeah, no, apparently the system is really good. It is Magic in its fullest. I really like Jules the Planeswalker because that's how I first got into Magic. Yeah, the original Jules the Planeswalker, but it was limited Magic. It wasn't. Yeah, not limited in draft or sealed as in it. It was basic cards. It was more like core set Magic.
Yeah, that's true.
It was very limited what interaction you had.
Yeah,
and I don't think you could play online either. I think it was just against bots.
No, you could do in the second one onwards, I think. But
yeah, I played the original one.
Yeah.
This is apparently Magic.
So I haven't looked into this at all because I don't play Magic Online at all. But how does it interact with that and pre-existing people and stuff?
So far, all they've really announced is it's going to be free to play, and they, when questioned about certain things like how is it going to be dealt with the existing format and how is organised play aspects going to work, as in anything remotely competitive.
Yeah.
And they were very much Magic Online is not going anywhere. Magic Online will stay as it is. And this stuff, the other questions, were pretty much, we want to formulate that answer based on community feedback. And they invite everyone, it's an open letter to everyone, to go to the link that I'm going to put in the show notes, and I will send it to you two both as well in case you're interested in doing it, to become part of the beta, open beta.
Nice. So you reckon it will go sort of Hearthstone direction, and it'll be free to play, and then there'll be some aspect of like a freemium you buy this kind of. You reckon it'd be that?
Yeah.
I mean that'd be perfect. Like to me, I mean I don't really play it very often at all now, although I go through phases of wanting to play it, of playing Hearthstone. I mean, it's just good because it's convenient and stuff. And the moment Magic, compromises and puts the better game onto a more accessible system. Yeah. To me, that'd be absolutely perfect because it means I could play absolute jank for not spending much money at all and just doing it wherever I want. So that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, currently not more accessible. They're limited. It can be used on any software, but or any system, but it's currently only going to be for PC.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the things I saw earlier this week was basically they're using it on this software or platform called Unity, which is capable of going cross-platform. However, whether they actually do remains to be seen.
Yeah, there's loads of Steam games that use that. It's like a build your own computer game kind of format, but apparently it's really compatible with loads of stuff.
Yeah, I'm actually very excited. I didn't think I'd be that excited for it, but I think that's the way my Magic may be going lately.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm on board with anything that's free to play, or at least not Magic Online in terms of payment. That to me is just exactly what I wanted from the beginning, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, quite a lot of people like the graphics. I don't really care about the graphics. I don't play Magic for the art or the prettiness. I play it for the mental stimulation.
You sound like Ben Stark.
Huh?
You sound like Ben Stark. I was listening to an episode of Limited Resources the other day. Ben was on there saying like the cards could literally just have no drawing and only the text on them, and he'd still play the game.
Yeah.
I quite often don't notice the artwork, the amount of cards I handle, and it might be a 20th time I've picked up a card and I actually try and look at it and go, oh, that's pretty sweet.
For me, like, I still think that, I mean, obviously it depends on the community feedback, and I don't know much about Magic Online, but for the kind of people that will complain that they still want to play Magic Online because they want to do all this competitive stuff, or they want to win buys, or they want to win whatever, to me, that's quite simple, that you just play Magic Online if you want to do that. And then for the vast majority of people that just want to have fun and play games, you go to arenas. And that, to me, is perfect. That I didn't like that you had to pay money because there was a competitive, for actual, money and prices attribute to Magic Online. I'd rather just have, like Cockatrice or whatever, where you can just play casually for free and it be separate. I'd much rather than Magic Online have a separate category for that. And that's basically what I think Arena was fulfilling, at least for someone like me anyway.
Yeah, I think Arena is supposed to be more for casual Magic.
Which is perfect, I think.
But they are saying they're going to have league tables and stuff, and there are a way of winning boosters as well.
So I mean, Hearthstone has that, doesn't it? It has that, that thing, and if you're in the top, is it 500 or something, you get invited to something. Again, that's fine. Like that's fine in a free to play game, really.
Yeah, it sounds like it's ticking so many boxes.
Yeah,
it really does.
I mean, Hearthstone, they were like, oh, should we change Magic Online? Nah, Hearthstone, it's a worse card game. It won't do very well, and it's got like 20 something million players because it's just like, oh, actually, if you make the interface good and make it free and actually make it, fun and easy for people to use, then people will play it regardless of what game it is.
I've actually signed up for the beta, which is not something I don't have ever done.
I definitely will do if you can provide us with links later.
Yeah. Oh, you can get links. You'll get little links at your pre-releases as well. There's little.
Oh, that's
got a big amount of links to them. Yeah. If you attend the pre-release, you get, because of course not everyone's going to get on the beta. But if you attend the pre-release or if you're a TO, you get priority.
I might have to go to a pre-release now. I wasn't planning on it. That's
look at that.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it looks good. Apparently, there's not going to be a marketplace, so you won't be able to trade your cards.
The same as Hearthstone. That's fine.
Currently, it's only standard, even though it does have all the cards and all the cards work. So I don't know why they're only limited to standard.
They're probably just testing at the moment, aren't they? They don't want to make it too ridiculous.
Yeah, from what I've heard, the system is very good.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures in the little video. Let's say I'll show you the link and you can see them playing. They have a couple of streamers on there, Gabby Sparts and someone else I don't know the name of, and I've never seen him before. But they were having a little battle and did a little Q&A and stuff. But the stuff you saw was very, very good. It did remind me when you look at it and see, you'll think Hearthstone, but it's not a bad thing, and it just looks good. My only gripe is, you see the whole cards in your hand, your virtual hand, but when they're on the battlefield, they've cut the card in half, and you only see the picture.
Yeah.
Which is a bit weird. So you're playing with little squares.
I think you can hover over it, can't you, to see what the card says?
I don't know. Maybe you can.
That's the same as Hearthstone, isn't it? When you play cards, the frame disappears, and you've got the picture, and then when you mouse over it, you see the rest of the card.
Yes, that is
Imagine
true.
they've done that.
Yeah.
But on one really cool feature is, you know how on Magic Online you can reorganise your cards in your hand to have them the way you want. So you can move your lands to one side. You can
drag them, yeah.
Man order if you want. You can do that on Arena, but when you do it, your opponent can see you do it, so they'll see you move your cards around in your hand.
That's subtle.
That's awesome. That was awesome.
That's very funny. MTG Arena, it looks like it's going to be good, and I think
fun
it's
as well. I hope. I mean, I wasn't too fussed about all the animations and the sound effects, but it looks like it's going to be fun. What I really hope is cards are harder to get, actually, and so the meta won't be the same as the normal standard meta. You know, 2 or 3 best decks. That's it. It'll be what you can get and what you've earned.
I like that.
That'd be quite interesting.
What they should do is what Hearthstone does and give you 1 free draft a day.
Ooh,
I like that.
That would be awesome, because it got to the point when I was playing Hearthstone, that's what I would log on for, my little draft. I think the way people play games is so different now, and I can't just personally, I don't have time to binge a whole afternoon just playing on the Xbox. So
I think they're learning from that.
Yeah,
finally.
Yeah, absolutely. So if I'm at work on my lunch break or whatever, I can quickly have a little game of Hearthstone if I want. Yeah. But now if they're bringing out this on my phone, then that'd be awesome. Hopefully they will do stuff like that.
I mean, that's one I always one thing I always say about Blizzard, in that they've never really made 9, 10 out of 10 games or whatever. They've never made fantastic games. They've made very, very good games, but they've never made sort of fantastic games, particularly if you look at the genres they're in. So World of Warcraft isn't the best MMO, StarCraft isn't the best, Rift of Strategy, whatever.
You're just looking for hate mail, aren't you? I would not be so brazen to say something.
Well, no, because I've played these games. I spent 3 years playing World of Warcraft, but if I look objectively at it, Guild Wars 2 I enjoyed far better than WoW in terms of the actual game. But I still went back to World of Warcraft because, as I was about to say, again, Hearthstone isn't as good a card game as Magic. Blizzard know how people work, and they know how they play, and they know what they find comfortable. And at the end of the day, although you might go, this is a better game, you'll go with what you're most comfortable with and what most fits, your everyday life kind of thing. And Blizzard have always been better than any other company at realising that's what to go for, not the actual just best things, because that's not how people work.
Yeah.
All the money, yeah.
Exactly, and it works.
Is it Tolorian Academy?
Yep.
YouTube channel. I don't really watch it. It's not really his topics aren't usually what I'm interested in, but he done one on Arena, and he spent a lot of time actually playing it at one of the conventions.
HasCon.
And he was saying that the Magic's already a great game. This new system is perfect. It's great. It'll just be wizards that fluff it up.
Yeah.
And he lists the way they can do it, and of course it's all the stuff they've already announced. Only being standard, boosters being badly priced, only being in one language, only on PC platform. Basically everything they've announced, and I found it hilarious.
Oops.
Hopefully they get the feedback in time and adjust their path.
I hope so. Yeah, I can't believe the language thing's a thing. One theory I heard as well was this is the beginning of the end for Magic Online, and I know Grant's not going to give 2 hoots about that, but this could be this if they do make it a platform where you can play, and people are going to do drafts and things on there, then it might actually then just draw enough people away from Magic Online.
Possibly.
I don't know. It's just a theory.
There's currently no way of transferring your collection from Magic Online to Arena either.
No. But it depends what people are using it for, and I don't suppose that it would be something that happens overnight. It's just a gradual thing, but we'll see. Okay. So from this Ixalan set that's coming out, obviously we talked spoilers last week, but is there anything that's been spoiled since then that you're particularly keen about?
Yes.
When it comes to, oh, go on then. What have you seen?
So I never usually get nostalgia play match. I don't think I've been playing long enough, but this is now year 10, and they've reprinted Air Elemental with new artwork. Probably not what you're going for in your questioning, but yeah, I saw that this morning. I was quite chuffed.
Is it Little Tornado? Yeah.
Yeah, Little Tornado looks cute.
It's a massive tornado.
And he looks quite tropical as well.
I've just noticed actually at the very top he's got an angry face.
Yeah, and his hair looks like a palm tree.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Tropical tornado. Really liked it. That's put a smile on my face this morning.
Ah, nice to know what makes you tick. It's all about air elementals. What other reprints are there? Demystify's been reprinted. Destroy target.
Oh, nice.
Ops was a reprint as well. I know we said that.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of blue 1-mana stuff that's good. Spell Pierce.
Yes. Spell Pierce is great.
Oh, also the lands. Check lands.
Oh yeah, they're great.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how available they were because they were printed in the core set. M10, M11, M12.
I think they were like $4 or $5.
Was it M13 as well? M13
I believe
as well. So there's a lot of them, but we're looking around 5 years ago now.
Yeah, they were about $4 or $5. So yeah, they were considerable.
Yeah. So the new ones look better.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of want those to replace my current ones.
Yeah, they're really nice artwork. I really like the Glacial Fortress, actually. Little mountain in the background. And Rootbound Crag with a little dinosaur doing his Jurassic T-Rex impression from Jurassic Park.
I was going to say, we do need Richard Attenborough just like talking over us up in our land.
And he's tapped the dinosaur. Taps it hard. No!
Just all of us humming.
That's going to be hummed a lot.
Yeah, that is definitely. I think we've overlooked a very important spoiler from this week. And I think he needs a big introduction because he is a big creature. So, Iona, Shield of Emeria, if you're familiar with her, you know, when she comes in, you choose a colour the opponent can't cast something of that mana. Very powerful card, 9 mana, 7/7, massive Archangel from Zendikar. Razaketh, obviously slightly bigger. He was an 8/8 in the last set. He's one of the greatest demons in the multiverse, and able to control minds and everything. But in this set, slightly bigger, 9/9, who is literally just an elderly Brontosaurus, and that is Ancient Brontodon.
What colour?
He is green. He is a 9/9 for 8 mana, and that is it. But he is greater than both Iona and Razaketh because he is a big old dinosaur.
I can't find it.
He is the most important card that's been spoiled this week, in my opinion, because big old dinosaurs apparently beat immortal angels and immortal ridiculous demons.
If you like big, have you seen Looming Altasaur?
No, what colour is that?
White. 3 colours, 1 white with a giant.
Oh, 1/7. Oh, that's going straight in the Doran deck.
Likes big butts.
Also, the cat, I think it's a cat. It's not actually a cat, though. It looks like it's got cat ears. The Kinjali's Caller, the 1 mana 0/3 that makes dinosaurs cost 1 less. She's going to be super played, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, so Ixalan's looking very good. Quite excited to play it this weekend.
Yeah, there's a couple of synergies that I've noticed as well. Like with green, the +1/+1 counters. The red, there's a couple of things that do. Well, there's one card that does damage to your own creatures, which works well with the Enrage or whatever it's called.
Enrage.
Yeah. And they reprinted Dual Shot as well, which is obviously going to then have the same sort of application because you could do it, kill something, or just activate your Enrage ability twice.
Yeah, I sort of missed the last part of the Ixalan spoilers because we had the Iconic Master spoiler in full.
Trey.
I'm going to be really boring. I don't really care about Iconic Masters. I looked at some of the cards. It's just really annoyed me. I don't know what it is. I'm just uninterested in it. I'm not going to draft it.
The one thing that annoyed me was a lot of when they started previewing first. It looked it's going to be like a really good set. It still looks okay, but most of the cards don't seem that iconic.
The one thing that I was super confused by, and in my opinion, particularly with the way Modern is at the moment, the card that needs the biggest reprint of any card in Modern at the moment, is Ensnaring Bridge in this set.
Don't think so.
No.
Is Chalice of the Void?
No.
And is Scapeshift?
No.
So Scapeshift has only ever had 1 printing, I believe. Chalice of the Void has one or two, I
Yeah.
think. And then Ensnaring Bridges had a few, but it's still worth lots of money. Who was after a mana drain reprint? Like, surely you want to go with Scape Shift and Snaring Bridge and Chalice of the Void.
I
but
know.
Yeah, but Mana Drain's really iconic. Chalice
sure.
of the Void is not iconic.
No, but it's. I thought the point of these master sets was to, try and stabilise the price of modern and whatever, and legacy staples or
That's
whatever.
what Modern Masters is for.
I guess, but we still didn't get it in that either. I thought they would try and sweep that up and try and put it in there because it's been, literally about 15 years since that was printed last.
They printed Mrs. Bauble and Fran
Sure.
Dynamo.
See, that's not bad because they're actually uncommons that do need some reprints. But
Yeah.
the stuff that should have been green mythics.
I'm glad they printed
Okay.
Bauble. Bauble was insane at the uncommon price that it is.
Yeah.
But
I think they missed. There's no Lightning Bolt.
Yeah.
There's no. The set's supposed to be angels. There's no Baneslayer angel.
Yep.
I think a lot of the cards are not iconic. I mean, Avacyn fine. The Praetors.
this is what I got annoyed about. I was just seeing random cards like that, and I just thought, And
Actually, the uncommons are really random as well. You've got stuff with Outlast from Khans of Tarkir that no one liked in the first place.
Are you serious?
You've got stuff with Renown from Magic Origins that also no one liked in the first place.
It's just bad.
All the Kamigawa dragons again.
That's fine, I guess. That's
I mean,
cool.
I'd say they're iconic. They've got new artwork, but
yeah, I agree.
right. Yeah, that's where I was quite. But then there's stuff like Cryptic Command, which is nice.
Yeah,
I'd say that's more kind of card. Ancestral Vision, iconic.
it's got Lightning Helix. That's fine. Oh, it's got Ether Vial. That's not too bad.
Oh, Vial's good. I just think to myself, if someone said, "Oh, do you want to draft this set?" What would I be hoping to open?
Oh, you
Absent Falconer, really iconic.
got Filter Lands as well, and Nimbus Mage and River of Tears. Oh, and Horizon Canopy. That is worthwhile.
Okay, yeah, I'll stand by that one. Actually, that is
The artwork's really nice. Actually,
much
it
needed
looks like a
reprint.
John Avon one. It's not, but it looks like a John Avon artwork almost. Nice.
Wow.
I think there's a lot of valuable cards in there,
Yeah, but I still think
but
they should
not.
have to cater
not-
for modern.
Yeah, I mean, I guess not every card can be iconic. I get that actually, but
But then, yeah, like you said, Lightning Bolt. Like, they've got Mana Leak. How can they, justify putting in, what have we got here? Prodigal Pyromancer, but not Lightning Bolt. Or Surreal Memoir. I've never even heard of that card. That's an uncommon that's in the set instead of Lightning Bolt.
I know this has to be draftable, but for things like bombs, like Baneslayer Angel, it doesn't really matter.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
It's bomb; it can do what it wants.
Strong independent bomb.
Someone said to me, "Oh, why would you want that to be? Why do you want Baneslayer to be in there? It's like the starting point of where creatures got absurdly good."
Yeah.
And I went, "Surely that's iconic. That's
Yeah.
that's a turning point in Magic's history that they wanted to go back to creature
That's
combat."
Also, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. If they read the card Tarmogoyf.
Yeah.
Also, absurdly good. I don't think I've ever seen it played in any format apart from Commander. I know it is like a one-off sideboard in like some Legacy and some Modern decks, but I've literally never seen it at an event before.
Well, Baneslayer.
It was
Yeah.
in standard.
Yeah, it's all standard play.
Yeah, sure, but what didn't?
True.
Oh, most importantly though, we've got the Bog Brew Witch with Festering Newt and Bubbling Cauldron trilogy.
See, I liked them when they came out.
Oh, that was
They're
super
quite
good.
fun. They're
It was
really
the deck and everything. They were actually fine.
but I can't call them iconic.
I don't know. At the time, they were just iconic in terms of how nonsense and actually playable if you really went out of your way for it, they were.
No comment.
I'm going to play it. I'm going to draft it. I'll play it. But I don't see much interest in it. I don't see a lot of interest in it.
I agree.
I guess I need to look at it and see how it will draft.
Well, it's the same as Eternal Masters for me. I did one, it wasn't worth the money, and that was about it.
Yeah. Anyway, enough about iconic masters. Ixalan's far more interesting.
Yeah, the mythics in Ixalan are a bit weird.
I like the Call to the Feast, the 4-mana uncommon, which is just make 3 1/1 vampires with lifelink.
Yeah, I might put that into my commander deck.
I saw someone absurdly saying, like, why is it 4 mana? Why can't it be 3 like Cordling Outbursts? I was like, well, last time I checked, goblins didn't have lifelink, and vampires are better than goblins. Like, what are you saying?
Does anyone find it a bit odd that there's a lot of white vampires now and a lot of white zombies from the last set? There's all these dark creatures making their way into white.
I mean, what's the dominant black? Is it mostly pirates in this one, isn't it? And like
pirates are bad guys. I don't know what the storyline is. I thought you might know, Grant.
Well, I think again, there's no stories out yet, but obviously I'll get this when there is. But if you look at their clothes, I think the white vampires are supposed to be like, this is basically like colonial times, when think Age of Empires 3 if you played that, when everyone's trying to take over South America all at once. They're basically Spanish conquistadors if you look at their outfit.
Yeah.
So they're obviously they're able to go out in the daytime like most of the vampires in Magic. So I don't think they're evil, they are just vampires. So you've got all of these, rather than countries, you've got all of these races trying to take over certain colonies all at once. I think they're just white because they couldn't be black because everything else is, well, the pirates and marauders are black and stuff. So,
and I know the zombies in America are actually more mummies.
Yeah, and they're kind of weren't they? Yeah. I mean,
I just thought it was weird.
I mean, if you've got lifelink, they have to be obviously black first, but then white would be second, wouldn't it? So I suppose it does make sense.
Yeah.
Well, when you look at the fluff of the colours, white stands for order, balance, authority, and there was a definite overtone in the zombies who were servants and part of the ruling class, if you like, in Amonkhet. So that kind of made sense flavour-wise for me, even though they were undead.
And similar to this, really, these white vampires look like they're not like creatures of the night. They're organised. They control stuff. It does make sense.
Yeah, they probably have their own laws and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It looks like they're the ones that control the land and maintain the land, and the pirates are the bad guys raiding at sea.
Yeah.
Have you seen? I don't know what card it is, but there's a vampire fighting a dinosaur.
I don't care what it is. I want it.
Yeah, I've seen that one. It's a bit of removal, isn't it?
Yes.
What colour?
Well, it's a combat trick.
White.
Sure.
Chuck some colours at me. White. Okay. Oh, pious interdiction.
Maybe.
He's
4 mana. It's like a purple dinosaur.
No.
Is he on a horse?
No, I was wrong. It's not a combat trick. It's Adanto Vanguard, Vampire Soldier. As long as he's attacking, it gets +2/+0. Pay 4 life. It gets indestructible.
That one. I forgot that was that.
Yeah. He's just punching he's stabbing a dragon actually.
He's a vampire. He's cool.
Yeah.
Dragon dinosaur. Yeah. Now I'm looking at the artwork. It's different. I thought he just rung in there with a fist.
Yeah, no, I thought that. I didn't know it was a vampire.
That would be funny.
Yeah, good shout.
They should have made it punching it. What they should have done is they should have mirrored the artwork in Khans, where that guy's punching that bear.
The bear.
That was such a good cycle of cards.
Oh, there are black vampires though.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
You
can't not have black vampires. Someone going into my commander deck.
But then I suppose they are... Actually, I don't know. I was going to say maybe the vampires that are black are only vampire pirates, but that's not actually true. So.
No.
Also, I'm looking forward to Dire Fleet Ravager. It's not going to see constructed play, but see play, because it's going to have players working out what a third of their life total is.
Oh, yeah.
Surely they can do that.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, this is coming from the same community that with that Eldrazi card, where it had to remind you that 0 was even.
Yeah.
So, maths and stuff.
I'm not going to say anything, because don't think it'll end well for me.
You're saying you literally can't even?
Oh, God, can't even. I think the reminder text of 0 is fine.
Oh, no, it's fine. But I also think that by that, I reckon people are going to struggle with working out a third of an odd number.
I think you don't text people to argue 0 is not even.
Okay, yeah. It's probably more justified, but I'm still not confident that this is never going to see any problems.
I've just looked at a good card actually, on the same page as Adanto Vanguard, and one card that I really like the look of, I think it's going to be quite strong maybe. I don't know what you think, guys, with this one. It's not a bomb or anything, but I just think it looks like it'll be quite good, especially in the counters deck or whatever. Wild Growth Walker, 2 mana, 1 colourless, 1 green. It's a 1/3 elemental. Whenever a creature you control explores, put a +1/+1 counter on Wild Growth Walker, and you gain 3 life.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah, he seems pretty cool.
Yeah, I especially like Explore anyway.
Oh, just one quick one. What do we think of the new Planeswalkers?
Oh, I was hoping Rusk would be really good, but
Yeah, 6 mana. I just don't think it's good enough.
She does good stuff.
She does, but
I don't think it's good enough.
like the 5 mana one that had the same ability on the minus. You know, she used to just destroy a permanent. At 5 mana, she still didn't see very much play in standard at all. And at 6 mana, I just don't think she will because the plus.
I played her in standard. That's why I was excited.
So did I. So did
I was excited when a different card at school announced that she was coming out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think the plus just isn't good enough. If it was like make a pirate and like a treasure thing, maybe, but it's just not worth 6 mana, I don't think. The other one, Huatli or whatever you call her, she's quite interesting. I like that she's a red-white card that makes green tokens.
That is interesting.
Yeah, I think she's okay.
Yeah, she should be quite good.
Yes.
Zero abilities tend to be quite good.
Although I have to say that her, obviously it doesn't really count because it's in the intro deck, but her intro deck version is probably the worst Planeswalker I've ever seen.
Worse than Tibalt?
Yes, because she's 6 mana and her abilities only work with dinosaurs.
Oh, that's quite sad.
Like her +2 is put 2/1/1 counters on target dinosaur you control, and she can't even make dinosaurs.
Yeah, but with the new Planeswalker rules, you could play her with her other Planeswalker that does make dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could go turn 5, make a 3/3, turn 6, put a +1 counter on my 3/3.
Perfect.
Value. Yeah, no, terrible.
Yeah.
And Jace is Jace.
Yeah, although I think he still lost his memory. I'm still waiting for the first story to come out, but I think that's the plot so far.
He now thinks he's a whale.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Simon? You'll like this. The artwork of Jace looking miserable in the Planeswalker deck.
No.
It's called
I didn't
Cast.
know he's in the Planeswalker deck.
I just scrolled to it. That's amazing. I want that as a playmat. That's control players being screwed over. Castaways Despair.
No, dear. Love it.
That's for you.
Thanks.
One of the comments is, damn it, Bolas traps Jace's mind on Ixalan so other planeswalkers can get some other time in the spotlight, and the story just follows him there anyway.
At least Gideon's not around. You know. Oh wait, he's in Armonkhet still. So I wonder if we'll have a standard without a Jace or a Gideon at some point.
Someone's put, I wish this was playable so I could run an altar of him trying to read the mind of a volleyball.
I was going to say, show a little volleyball. Yeah.
Someone's put, just kill him already, Bolas. Someone's put, how was he stranded exactly? Did his spark go out? So someone said, no, he just lost his memory. And someone's put, again?
Stupid Jace.
Yeah, I'm pleased with this. I definitely want this on a playmat because Jace being sad is fantastic.
I thought you'd like that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Is he sad because he's seen Carnage Tyrant? And
Yeah, probably.
Blue Mage no happy.
Yeah.
So that is all for now from us. Thank you very much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, search us up on Facebook and let us know. Glimmer of Genius. Follow the group and keep up to date with whenever we are sending out podcasts. We can also be found on the MTG Cast network. That is mtgcast.com, as well as our own podcast website, which is glimmerofgenius.podbean.com. Also, if you're interested in even more Magic the Gathering content, then please check out my YouTube channel, Vincent Games. Once again, thanks very much for listening, and stay tuned for more.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Oh, I really like one of the islands, actually. I was just scrolling back up. It is island number 294, I think, with a little ship in it.
264. Oh, yeah, 264, I think that is, yeah.
Oh,
And that's how far the podcast is sunk. We're looking for artwork on
I like basic lands.
Oh, I'm going to bed. This is it. I'm finished.
Okay.
We've definitely run out of things to talk about.
No, I see that and raid you one Gilded Sentinel, which is the 4-mana 3/3 vanilla golem, but does look like he has a square groin, a bit like the Dick in the Box song
Yeah.
from the Lonely Island. Go and look up Dick in a Box before you go to bed.
I don't feel I want to do any. What? No.
It's got Justin Timberlake in it. It's fantastic.
I don't want to look up Dicks or Justin Timberlake before I go to bed.
It's fine. It's a Christmas song.
Is it?
Well, I think so. I don't know.
What is this?
Just think funny internet songs. It's okay. And on that note.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
On that bombshell.
Thank you both very much.
You're welcome.
Have a good night.
Yeah, okay.
Dick in the Box.
Yeah.